Hello, everyone. My name is Allison Faye, and I am the librarian who works with sociology. And today I am making you a video pretending I'm in the library, but really it's our tropical storm day. And I know you were supposed to visit the library today. I'm sad that you don't get to, but I'm going to make this video for you with some of the hints that I was going to share with you. But I do want to let you know that I am always available to help you in the library, or somebody else is available to help in the library all of the time. So when you have questions, if you want to make an appointment to meet with me, if you just want to send me an email, all of those are great. I'm here to help. So I want to make sure that you are not stressed out by doing your library research for this class. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen and show you a few things on the library website. And you probably noticed, if you've been to the library website, that over the summer they redesigned it so everything is in a little bit different of a place. So you might have to look around to see what you're looking for. And you can see that the chat does pop up anytime the library is open, or a day like today where we're doing virtual services. There is a real person on the other end of this chat. It is not AI, it's not a bot. It is real people that work from the library, and they're ready to help you. So hopefully that's good to know. I'm going to start on the research guides down here. These are guides that librarians have made for specific classes or topics, and there is one for your class. So this might be a good place to start. It's not the only way to get to the resources, but it could be a handy way to just get back to all of these things that you might be looking for. So here's the guide, and we've got listed some of the databases that you might want to use, and then some of the other resources that you might need. So there's also other ways to get to these from the library's homepage. I always like to point out that you can go to databases A to Z and get to all of these databases that way as well. You can also just search OneSearch, which is that big search box that searches everything. But I think for this subject specific, discipline specific research that you're doing, it's going to save you time to go just into the sociology database, because that way you don't have to look through all of the other stuff that's not from sociology journals. All you have to do is think about your topic, and if the articles are relevant to your topic, you already know they're from sociology journals if they're in one of the sociology databases. So I feel like that's a really good shortcut that will save you time. In sociology, we're really lucky. There's two databases that you can use. I like both of them. I would say just search whichever one you want, and then maybe search the other one just to make sure that you're getting enough articles, that it's a good look at what is out there. And there's other places to look too, so I'll show you some of them as well. This is the part where I would usually ask you for your topics and what you're interested in so that we could search for those things. Since I have no idea what you're looking for, I'm just going to do a random search, and it might not be exactly what you're looking for. I had an email from someone this morning that was looking for something that was about like the Marvel movies and how gender is portrayed in them. So I'm just going to do that as a search. And just to make sure everyone is comfortable, like finding articles, getting the full text. So at first I thought there wouldn't be anything for this topic, but I was surprised. There's a lot. And I shouldn't be surprised, because almost anything you type in, there's going to be something out there, which is really cool. So here are the 17 articles that I got. I like to point out some of these limiters. For this, we're probably not getting anything that's too old, but you might sometimes want to limit by dates. You might want to limit to peer reviewed, to make sure that you're just getting journals. There's not a lot in this database that's not peer reviewed, but just in case, sometimes that can help. And if you get a lot of things, I think my search was very, very specific. But if you ever get too much, you can always look at these limiters by subject over here, and sometimes those will help you zero in on this. Now, if I'm looking at this search and I'm like, well, this maybe didn't give me enough articles, then what I would probably want to do is think about my search a little bit broader. And so maybe just look at like superhero movies, maybe just look at movies, maybe like broaden it out to a little bit more topics so that you can find more things. For this database and for most databases, they should have a link to the full text. Sometimes it'll just open up the whole thing. Sometimes you might have to click out, like this one has a little button that says find full text. And if you click that, it should go out and check everything that we've got. And if it finds it somewhere else, this one it found, there's always going to be a link. There'll be this view it online section. You can click this link. It should go to the article. I'm gonna cross my fingers on this one. I am off campus right now, so it might prompt me to log in. It will probably do that on campus too. Just your student account information. It should work. And then here is this article, and you've got your PDF right here to find the full text. You've got your abstract. And you could just read the full text here. So hopefully, for the most part, it should be pretty easy to find the full text. There are going to be sometimes as you're looking through and you click on the title or the full text link, and sometimes there just won't be full text. And so I'm not sure about any of these. I have no idea if we're going to have them or not. And sometimes it's really hard to find one that we don't have, which is great. So, yep, this one we've got. What will happen is if we don't have it, instead of saying view it online, there'll be a link that'll say request through interlibrary loan, or it might say request through Pascal delivers. So they've been changing that service a little bit. The name might be different, but if you see the word request, you can request this item even if we don't have it. That is a completely free service. So I want to encourage you to do it. A lot of times when we go to like the internet and just look for articles, publishers try to sell them to us. And so you'll find an article that's awesome and it'll say, hey, $40 to view. So never ever do that. The library will get you these things for free. And also, don't change your topic because something's not full text, right? Like we can get that for you. That's why we're here. We want to support your research. So let us know if you're having trouble getting the full text of something. I was hoping I could find an example. I don't want to click too many because I don't want this video to be too long. But if you want to do an interlibrary loan request that originates outside of a database, you can also do that. So I put a link to it on the guide for your class because I realized there's no longer a link to this on the library homepage. And so I've been talking to them about that. I think there should be. But for now, you can also go here, click the interlibrary loan tab on your guide for your class, and this should log you into your interlibrary loan account. And that's where you can check on your requests. If you've made a request, you can check on it. I have some from last spring that are expired. But if I had something new, it would tell me the status over here. And it would tell me like if it had been requested, if it was on the way, if it was available to download. And you'll get emails about these too as they come in. But you can also create a request right here. So say you're out in Google Scholar or some other place and you come across an article and we don't have it, you can go to this form and copy and paste the information in, and we're going to get that article for you. It's going to be free. The only thing I like to warn people about is it's not instant. So a lot of times people will submit this form and then they'll be like, where do I download it? Where do I download it? Kind of like if you bought like a digital book on Amazon, it would just automatically download. There's not instant for this, so it's going to take probably a day, sometimes maybe 2 days if you give us the article that turns out to be really hard to find. So just plan ahead a little bit, but it really doesn't take that long. So I'm always surprised. A lot of times I'll request something in the morning and I'll have it by the end of the day. So hopefully this will be fast enough for you and that will help. But if you are looking for that link to interlibrary loan, I did add it to the guide for your class. So finding articles, you should have a lot of places to look there, a lot of databases to go to. I know that a lot of people like to look in Google Scholar as well. I like to look there too. I can, I think, go to Google Scholar. I'm just going to go to it in a different tab here. Just go to scholar.google.com, or you can Google it and search for it. And what you could do here is you could search for a topic that you're interested in. One of the other things that I like to do is grab the title of an article, and this is just a random article from my search. But what I would advise you to do is whenever you find an article that you really, really like, and it's something that you're really interested in, just put the title in Google Scholar, and then what it will do is it will show you who has cited that article. And that gives you like, this one had 6. So here's 6 newer articles that might be on a similar topic. And a lot of times that is a way to kind of open up your search. Sometimes people will just find one article that they like and they're like, that's not enough. I need more. And so what I would recommend is go to Google Scholar and see who has cited that article. Is there anything newer that would also help? But then also look at the sources for that article. So if you have something pulled up, or like if it's in, this is still in the SOC database, sometimes they'll actually have the references right there. Go to those references and see if there's anything good there. So this will give you older articles that might be similar. And no, they're not all going to be things you're interested in because we don't know always why the person cited them. But a lot of times you'll find like a bunch that are really cool. So what they cited will give you some older stuff, and then you go into Google Scholar and that'll give you some newer stuff. So hopefully that will be really helpful too. And kind of like helps you expand your search. So a lot of times I'll tell people, don't stress out about needing X amount of articles, however many it is. Like just focus on finding just that one that you really like. And then you're going to let that article lead you to a lot more because you can do the same process over again. You can repeat it with whichever one you pick from the citations or from the Google Scholar. So hopefully that will help you a lot as you're going through. The other thing you'll want to do is if you haven't done it yet, set up your Google Scholar over here in the settings to link to our library. And so mine is set up for the wrong library. That's no good. What I'm going to do is, I have no idea how that happened. That's not good. So you want it to say Coastal Carolina University, and you want to check that. So I'm going to uncheck this other one, and I'm going to click save. And now as I'm going through, I didn't have any results in this list because this was just looking up a known item. But if I did a keyword search and I start to get actual results, I'll see this view at CCU link, and that actually will link you to the full text. So this is a really good tip for avoiding getting those articles that they want you to pay for, right? So this will take you to the library instead. We're going to have it for free. It's going to send you to that article. So hopefully that will help you a lot too. Google Scholar will hopefully help. Some other things I have on this guide, I wasn't sure if your class would need them or not. But you can take a look if you're having trouble making sure that you're getting the scholarly articles. There's a little summary of that here. Um, there is also some links to ebooks that talk about sociological theories because I know a lot of times if you want to use a theory, it's really hard to get from the journal literature a good definition of that theory. So a lot of times for background information like that, you want to go to a book. And so some of these books might help you if you do end up needing that. And I'm not sure if you will or not, but we can definitely help you with that. Journal articles are written for an academic audience, so a lot of the times they assume that the author or the readers, like, they already know about the theory, so they don't explain it in the way that we want them to explain it so that we can like talk about it. So sometimes these sources will help you if you need statistics. There's some websites to help find statistics here. And if you're doing a study and you want to look for tested measures, there's some resources for that too. And I'm not quite sure if all of you or any of you will need these, but they are here if you do need them. And then we've got some help with citing your sources in the ASA style. And so hopefully that will be useful too. My other tip for citing in the ASA style is that sociological abstracts has the ASA style choice in it. Social Index doesn't, so you might want to flip over to there to get your citations, but you can also get them from OneSearch. So this is a link from the library's OneSearch that we found as we were looking for the full text. And so you'll go through OneSearch a lot of times to get to the full text. And if you click their citation link here, you can see APA is the first one, but then ASA is the second one. So I think those are your two best sources for getting the ASA style citations generated. And they might not be perfect. Usually the automatic generated citations are not perfect, but I think you can copy this, paste it into your Word document, and then go look in the ASA style guide and just like spot check it yourself. And hopefully this would save you a lot of time as you're going through. The other thing you could do as you go through is you could pin these and you can see they will go up to your favorites list. And if you actually sign in, which I forgot to do, but just sign in with your username and password that you use for everything coastal. And then this will go into your favorites list, and the next time that you log in, it will be there. You can also do this in both of the social databases. Sometimes I like to use OneSearch just because I'm going through OneSearch to get the full text anyway. And that way I don't have to have two lists of things that I've saved, one in Social Index and one in Social Abstracts, and I guess another one in Google Scholar. This way I could have them all together in one place. And this might help you as you're searching because sometimes you're going to run across a bunch of different things, but it might take you a little bit to figure out which ones you actually want. And it is so much harder to find things again than it is to just like mark them as you go as like maybes, and then later on go through your folder that you have saved things in and pick out the ones that you like the best. Okay, so I think those are most of my hints. I was hoping not to make this video too long. I might have failed, so I apologize. The very last thing I want to show you is how to get help. And so you can make a research appointment either with me or with one of the other librarians. You can email me. My email is here on this research guide. And this is how the appointment request works. So you can pick if you want to meet in person or on Zoom. And then it's actually just a calendar. And so you can just pick what time is convenient for you. And then just there's a little form you fill out, and then you're scheduled and we'll be ready to meet with you. My tip would be tell us what you want help with before your appointment so that we can look at it and have some ideas ready for you. A lot of times people just write like what they want help with. There's like a piece in the form that asks that, and they'll just write SOC 331, which is good because then I know a little bit about what you're doing. But it's better if you say, like, I can't find any articles about whatever it is, or I need the full text of this article, but I can't find it, things like that. And then we can be ready to help you with that a little bit faster. So hopefully this will be useful to you. You should never feel bad about asking for help. That's why we're there. I would rather help you than do any of my other work. So you're not bothering me ever. And hopefully it will just make it easier for you because we want to support your work in this class and help you out. So I'm going to end this video, but please let me know if I can help. And I hope that everyone survives the tropical storm okay and that you're all doing okay. So hopefully I will see you later.